Okay, so there's some. Whoa, that happened. There have been some questions following the SZA React videos about sounding like SZA, and in those React videos, I don't really give an in-depth discussion or walkthrough on how to do exactly the things that I'm pointing out that she's doing. So that's what this video is for. I'm going to go through 5 things where I just kind of give you the exercises and the unlocks, if you will, for sounding like SZA. But you're going to have to practice. So don't just watch the video and think that that's going to make you sound like SZA, right? Like, I shouldn't have to say that, but, you know, practice. How can I get SZA's tone? Okay, so one of the first things you're going to have to do in order to sound like SZA or any R&B style, this is like the prerequisite, regardless of what era of R&B you want to sing. You're going to have to learn to retract your false folds. It's an exercise I give often. It's how I learned to retract my false folds. The first thing you're going to have to do is enjoy a cup of coffee, or in my case, a soy green tea latte, because I'm bougie. But just any like warm beverage that you like the smell of, okay? Hot cocoa, tea, whatever. And you're going to enjoy, don't think about anything, just enjoy your moment, all right? We're going to... Okay, that does a couple of things. Let's talk about it. So the retraction of the false folds is how I'm getting like kind of like the radio voice that I have right now. If I put them together, this is how you'll know when they're apart and when they're together, right? So just listen to me speak right here. This is... Oh, I'm so used to putting them apart. This is them together. It's a very different sound. It's a lighter sound, and it's a little bit more aggressive. And if I sing like this, like happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, it sounds very speech-like. Sorry, that's them apart. Now I'm speaking with them apart. It sounds very speech-like when I sing that way, but it's not smooth, right? So in genres like jazz, like, you know, if I did a tisket, a tasket, I know it's in my basket. I don't know the lyrics, but I know this song is not gonna get me DMCA'd. You know, so jazz, or like if I did opera, you know, like something like but this is also really important. This false fold retraction, it's really important for R&B as well, because it gives you that smooth sound, right? Boom. Enjoying that smell just has them open. And so what you're going to do in order to retract the false folds, enjoy your hot beverage, smell your hot beverage every day in the morning, every day, right? This is the work part of it. This is the practice part of it, right? And just experience that false fold retraction. It'll be just above your larynx, right? Just above the bulge here. Regardless if you're male or female, this is how it works, right? So do that, practice that, and eventually, when you've isolated the sensation, do it when you're not drinking your tea. You're going to have to be able to isolate this sensation at will and separate your false folds at will. Additionally, you're going to have to take small inhales, because the false folds will come together to protect your real folds if you use too much air. So be sure that after you learn how to do that, that you work on your breath. Both are great exercises. I have an entire playlist called Resonance Maker 101 right on this channel. And it has exercises and explanations in it. So yeah, practice getting to do this, and then practice doing that while singing. Separate the two, right? Okay, so that's trick number 1. We're not done. There is something that is absolutely instrumental to the modern R&B sound, and that is can't get rid of my classical idioms, unfortunately. 14 years of opera, it's stuck, unfortunately, with me. But for you who wants to do R&B, the that sound of the full not the full, sorry, the soft palate, soft palate up, soft palate down. SZA will bring her soft palate up, but mostly she sings with it down. Let's talk about how to do that. So in order to be able to do this while you're singing, you're going to have to be able to do soft palate lifts when you're not singing. So let's break down what that exercise is. I am changing my soft palate. I'm going up and down and up and down. And I know when I'm doing it because as I plug my nose, I start getting like a honky sound. The reason why that works is because when you lift your soft palate, you're cutting off your nasal passages inside your mouth. So if you cut off your nasal passage, no sound or air goes into your nose. When you close them, you open up the nasal passageways, and therefore sound and air starts to go through your nose. Now, because SZA sings very softly and very lightly, we're not really getting a very nasal sound. But what the effect of doming the soft palate is it kind of smooths out the sound, right? It makes it less higher, like that when the frequencies that get highlighted when you lift your soft palate are like higher frequencies, right? And so she's kind of making the sound smoother by getting rid of some of those higher frequencies when she domes her soft. And you need to be able to do that without singing. And this is good, by the way. You should be excited about this, that there's an exercise that you could do when you're not singing, because then you can practice more safely, right? And for longer, which excites me because I'm a nerd. But yeah, so this is cool. You can do this on a bus. You can do this at work. Well, maybe not like at work, but you know what I mean. You can do this pretty much anywhere. And so, you know, lift and lower your soft palate. If you can't find your soft palate, K and inhale. And that lift, that thing that's lifting off your tongue, that's your soft palate. So kind of find how to do this and practice how to do this, and then start practicing your singing with it. If you need exercises to practice your singing with, again, the playlist I have on this channel, just skip the first video. There are exercises all throughout there and scales all throughout there. There are also videos for like vocal scales that you can find on YouTube that are not on my channel. But, you know, do whatever pleases you. Just be sure to practice. Wow. Well, we took a long time just to get over two things. But those are the two things that I think are the most important to explain on top of the fundamentals, okay? So if you do those two things, but your fundamentals are garbage, you're not going to sound anything like SZA. You're just going to sound like a honky McHonker pants. Honky McHonker pants. That's a word. Bad breath can instantly sabotage any of these palatal exercises or false fold retractions. If you have garbo air, nothing's going to work. So let's talk about some breath exercises right inside this video so you don't have to go looking for other videos in my channel or other channels. All right, so right off the bat, I think one of the greatest exercises for breath is this one. So why is farting so fantastic? So if you are singing with pretty good breath, it actually won't matter much if you have a lot of tongue tension. Tongue tension, tongue tension will just kill pretty much any air unless it's like immaculate, right? So we have to address tongue tension. Well, as it so happens, a muscle in motion has a really hard time locking up. Let's show some examples. That's a loose tongue. That is a tight tongue. So this exercise immediately tells you if your tongue is tight. And if you're having problems with that, just doing raspberries will help a lot. It's one of my favorite exercises. I think it's great for addressing breath and tongue tension, and it's great for testing breath consistency, okay? So breath consistency, you'll know whether or not you're doing it because here's the difference in how it sounds. This is consistent. That it's a consistent fart, right? I don't know how else to put it. It's a fart and it's consistent. But if it's not, it sounds like this. Right? Difference in intensity in the lip or the tongue farting. I should probably think of some more technical, succinct ways of describing these things, but flatulence, it's fantastic. So that exercise is great for practicing your fundamentals, but we're not done. Just in case these don't work, I got two more. Some folks have a lot of trouble getting their tongue to move, and so lip trills are fantastic. Now, just like with the tongue exercise, a lip trill, you will know if your breath is inconsistent by whether or not the lip trills become more or less intense. How do we do a lip trill? We just inhale, put our lips together, and we sigh. You need to be able to do a lip trill like perfectly consistently. Now, if you can't do a lip trill, do a tongue trill. One can replace the other. I do think the tongue trill has more utility, but you'll still get a lot out of just that. Okay? Cool. The third one in this sort of like addressing your fundamentals, right? So this is our fifth exercise. This is, I think, if you haven't done this one before, you need to. 100% you need to do this. SZA has impeccable fundamentals. People get really interested in her tone because it's unique. Same, like just like a lot of modern R&B artists have unique tones, right? So the first two exercises, we talk about tone and shaping what is already presumably a functional voice, but we need to get to those really rock solid fundamentals, and so we need to cover vowels. The simplest exercise I can think of is to either a scale or your favorite song. Do this one, okay? So another one would be meow. But here's why this is actually one exercise. Efficient vowels have a forward tongue. Now, I address this ad nauseum. Again, check out the playlist on my channel. It is an entire course on vowels. But if you don't have time, or you think those videos are not so well made, they kind of aren't. The info is good, though. So try to check it out. But if you don't want to, here's the concept in the TLDR. Okay? Forward tongue is more efficient. You need the efficiency if you're going to do what SZA does, which is those crazy runs. She goes up high, she goes up low. You need efficient vowels to do that kind of thing. So forward vowels are good vowels. And when you start with an E vowel it puts the tongue the most forward. E-O, right? So I start with the E vowel, and then I go to other vowels. So I can do meow, 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 or ya, 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 ya. Ultimately, it's the same thing. The tongue is forward, and then the other vowels follow. Probably the most difficult vowel you're going to find is your ah vowel. The ah, the tongue is the most far back that it's going to be, and that vowel usually is where people go flat. And SZA's never flat, because her fundamentals are rock solid. Rock solid. Just dramatically shifted my headphones forward. Anyway, so you're going to need to know how to retract your false folds to sound smooth and effortless. And that is going to help you, by the way, with your overall singing. Retraction of the false folds makes singing a lot easier. And it makes breath mistakes a lot more forgiving. So that's one. Two, you're absolutely going to need to be able to control your soft palate up or down if you want to sound like SZA, okay? Gave you exercises for that. Tongue tension needs to be addressed. This is number 3. Fart till your heart's content, all right? Fart, 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 fart. Sing along with the radio, fart it out. Do everything you can to fart. If you're afraid that your neighbors might hear you, fart in the bathroom, because that's socially appropriate. Next thing, 4. Thinking about farts now. Ah, yes, that's right, lip trill. More farting. You can't do the tongue trill, don't worry about it. Lip trill's got it for you. And then your vowels. E, A, A, O, U. E is the most forward. So, ya, 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 right? That was so bad pitch-wise, but whatever. If you're singing along with the radio, ya, 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 all of your words, forget the words, just sing ya or meow. Okay? Cool. So that is everything. You're going to need rock-solid fundamentals anyway, okay? And there's one thing I kind of missed here, which is SZA's ability to lighten and add weight to her voice based on her breath. But that's a whole can of worms. That's a whole video. So we're not going to go there. But that's also more fundamentals. So I will have videos on breath for you eventually. I'm hoping to make a playlist, like a full course on breath. But for now, do the vowel course in the playlist on this channel. Do all those exercises. You have to practice these things. Watching this video does not make you a better singer. Working on these things that I'm outlining does. So until next time, happy singing.